Hello, everybody. Welcome to Rust or Bust Day 3. We've done so much stuff. So, we're like 40% of the way through this course that we got for free, that we've been checking out, and we're just going to continue on until I go bust. Which could be anywhere from loops, functions, strings, vectors, structs, enums, traits, generics, modules, memory management. One of those is going to make me go insane. Today is brought to you by C4 Energy Superhuman Performance. Hi, please come for sponsors. Yeah, so that's what we're planning on doing today. Another day, another little bit. We'll wait like 2 or 3 minutes here, but yeah, it's been a very busy day. We've recorded videos for Clark and for my own channel, which I still have to edit by tomorrow, and then create a thumbnail for and all the other jazz before I release it tomorrow, but that's done. But for Clerk, we've done a bunch of stuff. We've got TRPC stuff coming. I think I've got a couple of other videos and just a couple of hooks that we have at Clerk, and then we'll do some more. I'm going to be building out some big projects over there, so I'm pretty excited to make a bunch of content around big projects. Yeah, we'll just wait maybe another 30 seconds or so, and then we'll get going. My bitrate seems good. Yeah, it's been good. I have been really enjoying being back and making content, which is kind of weird to say because like I make content every day, but when you've been burnt out for a while, it's really hard to make content. But like I've just been sitting down and crushing videos, and it's been awesome. And then the live streams have been fun too. So, all right, let's get started. Where we left off was loops. Loopy hoops. We had done, I think yesterday we just did types, operators, and conditional expressions. So we did like 3 modules. It's at like 40%. Maybe we did 4 modules. I don't know. We'll see how we go today. Again, like the idea of this project itself is we just want to know whether or not we're ever going to use Rust again. So let me just tweet this. And then we'll get going. I don't know why I didn't do this before, but I just realized while I was typing. Plus, we are like 2 followers away from 300. We did it, Mom. Not like that matters at all. Because a lot of those came back from the old days when I was like streaming 5-6 hours a day every day when we first got out. So, and a lot of those people no longer return to my streams. So, let's get going. We've got some chat here. Put some chat there. We've got chat everywhere. Right. Okay, so loops are just the same as every other language. You define a variable, you make the condition till it's true. We continue on, and then when it's false, it comes out the loop. Loops are in which number of iterations is known. At compile time would be a for. An indefinite loop would be a while or a loop. So let's go. A for loop is a definitive loop, meaning the number of iterations is defined. The for loop is followed by a variable that iterates over a list of values. The general syntax is something like this: for variable in range, do this thing. All right. So for I in 0 through 5. So just print 0 through 5. 0 through 4. Okay, because that would be 5 numbers there. I know how things work. Yeah, okay. So the body of the for loop is defined on lines 3 through 5, which is just this section right here. And then the lower bound is inclusive and the upper bound is exclusive in the range. Okay, so 5 is the... Oh, okay, so they're saying it's less than 5 in this example. Okay. Enumerate. To count how many times a loop is already executed, use the enumerate function. For count variable in 7 through 10. So 7, 8, 9. Enumerate and then print them. Cool. So the count is the enumerate and the variable is the variable. Got it. Okay. For I in 5, so that's 0 through 5, 5 being not included in the list. What is the output? If I modulus 4 equals 0, print okay. What is the output of this code? For count 7 through 10, so that's 7, 8, 9. If count times 2 equals 4, print the count. That seems like a really weird question to ask. Is that just me or what? Like, of course it's only going to print once if the number starts at 7. Even if you didn't understand this syntax and you understood that, like, this, or you didn't understand this part, right? And you did this part and you were like, okay, the count can only be, if it starts at 0, it can only go up to a certain number and there's only 3 numbers here. Seems like a random question. Anyway. Indefinite loops. I want to say infinite loops because I don't know why. All right. While condition is true statement. True statement. Keyword, while condition, this happens. So in this example right here, it says there's a variable that is mutatable and this is found is false is also mutatable. While not found, so while false, var plus var equals var plus 1, print the variable. If var modulus 2 equals 1, so if there's a remainder of 1, found is true. So 2 loop runs, 2 loops runs, 3 and out. Because that condition isn't technically true until the end of the loop it runs. Okay. Which is probably what it says here. So found is false. That's upside down. Try again. Found is false. So found is not true. So we increment this. It's false. Display this. Display. Knew it. Follower illustration traces the execution of a program. Let var equals 1. Oh, this is the same thing. Okay, I got that. And then there's a loop, which is different than while, which says if you want the iteration to continue infinitely, then use loop. Got it. So if you just wanted to just continuously print out numbers, you could use loop. Why would you ever need this? I don't know when you would need this. Okay. The number of iterations are known for which loop? 4. Sharp. In a loop that has no terminating condition, what the following is true? What's the next question? I'll come back to you. if var %3 has a remainder of 1, so if it's divided by 3 has a remainder of 1, it would have to run. The first time it would be 2, the second time it would be 3, and the last time it would be 4. 3? Okay. A loop that has no terminating condition, which the following true. I want to say it's this because I imagine they mean the loop of actual loop. So the break statement, we've all seen one of those bad boys. Okay. Break statement terminates a loop. It's generally placed inside a conditional statement so that a loop terminates if associated is true. So we go in here, we define some variables, we start the loop and say true, then it's false, statements, true, false, and then the break condition would just set it to false. So you could do like, yeah, this. If modulus divided by 2, break. If I equals 5, break. And then for a while, okay. Okay, that answers my question from earlier. See? I told you I needed an adult, and then the adult showed up. So I guess my question originally was like, why would you ever use a loop? Because there's no way to like manage that loop. It just runs forever. But then based upon this piece of information, right? Like loop, and then we could break it. It becomes a manageable loop, which means that you can terminate it. So let's see. This will run 5 times. Wait, what? 0, 1, 2. All right. I'm an idiot. I can count to 6. Okay. And then the continue statement that just starts the loop again. So define loop while true, go back here. No, sorry. Loop true if the other continue condition is true, then we just start the loop again. Otherwise, false, and we just go like this until this is false. So if var equals to continue statement, otherwise print out the vars. So for var equals 2, you'd get 0, 1, 3, 4, 5, or 3, 4 in this example. Got it. And then it looks like they're all the same. Okay. Below is a continue. Within the loop, the value of var is printed. So they all seem to work the same. Excuse me. Ugh. There's no difference between a for loop or a while loop or a loop. How many times did I not encounter a continue statement with this print? Well, you start at 1, so that'd be 1. 2. 5. I'm dumb. Oh shit. Yeah, that's true. Because with the continue, it would run and then it would run this. That's right. I am smart, I promise. I write production code, I promise. Who is discording me? It's probably somebody not important. Nope. And also, why is that not muted when I have content creation set? Need to figure that out. Anyway, what is a nested loop? It's a for inside a for loop. It's an outer and inner loop. Do we really use that many? in general. Like, I can't remember how many times I've done a outer and inner loop. Okay, loop labels. You can give it a nice little label. That's kind of cool. Okay, so you'd set outer, and then that's the outer loop, and then inner for that loop. So how does that run? You don't actually see a difference, but it does make it easier to read. Okay. Hey, how's it going? How are you? Thanks for joining for the first time as well. First time chat. Welcome, welcome. Okay. Why do I always make why do we have to do complicated math? I don't like doing n-1 stuff. Okay. You know, it's Rust. It'll forever be burned in my memory, and I will probably never use it again. That's a bit harsh. I probably would never use it unless I really needed to. Which, to be fair, will probably not be that often. And I'll probably be back to TypeScript next week. So at least that I feel comfortable in, and I can write a lot of code very quickly. Okay. So what am I supposed to be doing again? Factorial n equals some number of n's. Okay, so I imagine you could just do a for loop here. And set But yeah, I mean, overall, it's really not that bad. Like the things that have been, like, I think I'd like to do a more complicated one because this is like, my issue is that like a lot of my code here is like introductory stuff, right? Like everyone knows how to do loops. If you've been writing code for like 10 years, you definitely know what a loop is. And the same for like functions. I probably should skip around more to try and figure it out. Like I should probably just be like, cool, let's go to functions and see how different they are. Which is probably what will end up happening because there's things in here that like, I don't know. There's just a lot of stuff in here like vectors. That's definitely something. And structs. Like that's a Go thing that I haven't written in years. Enums don't really exist in JavaScript, so maybe the answer is to like skip ahead a little bit and then give a fair assessment. Because yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. Like I am very much struggling to like get to the end of some stuff because I'm like, I've done this like 1,000 times. I mean, yeah, like low level stuff that is kind of like a thing. Like a lot of people don't really know, like, oh, where could I use this low level code before? But like, yeah, that's a thing that like I was a Java developer before I was a TypeScript developer. So like, and then I was a Go developer for a while and I wrote a lot of Go. And like, honestly, it's kind of the best time is right now. Because like with advent of code and like advent of freaking everything right now, writing them in Go or like another language you want to learn is kind of like the best time. Because, excuse me, if you know the fundamentals, you can probably get all the way to the ends of like advent of code. for the most part, and that would give you something to do to decide whether or not you actually like the language. Like I've seen a lot of people been doing that. Like, it just seems to like make more sense to try and do something like that than figure out like, oh, I need a project. But I do wish there was like maybe there is like learn Rust by doing. Like maybe there's like I did see like one, maybe this person has one in their gist. Not books, online resources. Go through Rust with code examples. Nope, that's close. I had this like maybe it's this guy. I don't know. Someone wrote this article that was like, maybe not. It was definitely not this. Someone wrote an article that I found that had like a bunch of learning resources, and one of them was like build 2 like projects from start to finish, which doesn't work really well for me because it's like video format, but it would be like that would probably work kind of well. It's like, and it wasn't like a Udemy course because no one should be buying Udemy in 2022. But yeah, it was like some sort of cool project based stuff. So I think that might help kind of get people going. But I'm hoping that like Primeagen or someone will do like a Rust for beginners. That's like, excuse me. Yeah, I hope like Primeagen or somebody that's like in the content space does like a Rust for beginners, but like Rust for beginners that actually builds something useful. Because like, yeah, every single like beginner Rust or learn to Rust has been literally like, hey, here is how a function works. Goodbye. And like, this is how you display message. You just write this function. So like, yeah, I'm hoping that somebody in the industry will do like a decent job of introducing more people to Rust, because Rust is becoming like hella popular. So the stream looks clean. I didn't change. My stream is the same as it's always been. Good to see you, by the way, Hack the Coding. Apparently I was on the wrong screen, so I could only see some people. There we go. Because like, yeah, my problem is that like there needs to be, actually I've changed my mind. There needs to be a course that's like Rust for beginners who aren't beginners. Because like a lot of this stuff just like low level languages kind of like or any language, to be fair, like the syntax may change slightly, but like at the end of the day, when you've learned one language, picking another language or choosing another language overall isn't terrible. Yeah, there might be some weird things that you can do, but for the most part, like once you know one, you know a dozen. Yeah, exactly. That's it. Exactly. Like same logic applies everywhere. It makes it very hard to like go back through and do the low level shit. Like I went through and did like, what is a variable? Well, how does scope work? And like, you know, if you already know all of that stuff, like, yeah, of course I could have skipped past all of this, but you know, where's the fun in that for like people that want maybe to see where they could learn? And like day one, there was a bunch of people in the chat like, oh, where did you get this course from? Like, this would work for me. So I like sent the link out to everybody. So we'll see. All right. What are parameters? Parameters go in the little function. Arguments go in their place in the invoking of said function. So my function has a parameter 1 and parameter 2, and they're both int 32s. So you would call this and you would print the first value is 1, the second value is 2. Which is, again, similar. What is the output of this code? 1. The first value is passed in. The other one's just discarded somewhere. Arguments passed by value. Name of function, parameter name, parameter data type. For example, squared n, square n, and afterwards. Oh, they're trying to explain that, like, inside of here, n will never change. Got it. Okay. So it would print x, y swapped the first time. So it would be 9, 10, 10, 9. And, like, some of the questions in this thing have been really weird too. So, I don't know. I'm looking forward to building something next week. I think I'm going to start next week building out something for clerk stuff that then we're going to teach on YouTube as a full thing. So, okay. Sorry, I skipped all over. Okay. Arguments passed by reference. Yay, reference. This will mutate n. Got it. Okay. We love a good reference. Returning a value from a function. Keyword, name, parameters, data type. Defines the data type of the returned value. And then we just use the return keyword. So here we would say okay. So here we're not defining that we're going to return m. But here we are. Got it. Okay. And then here we can just use the return function. Does the same thing. Let me take the quiz. It's going to return 4 because it's an int and not anything else. What we're doing here, returning multiple values. I imagine it's just the same. Okay. Would there not be a... Okay. Seems fairly easy. And then pass by value. Now we're getting into, like, low-level stuff that makes sense, but also, like, why we do this. Let's see. Don't think this is going to execute. I think I've killed it. That really did kill it, apparently. Okay. Let's see if this one executes. Let's see if any of them execute at this point. I'm not sure where this code is executed, like where it runs through, but apparently it's dead. Apparently I've killed it. I've killed it. I just want to see what it says. So I can try and understand. None of these executed. Okay. We've completely killed it. That's good. Is my subscribe button like literally on my face on YouTube? That would be annoying, wouldn't it? Hold, please. Hey, it ran. It took forever. Moving myself up here. We're in a new spot. There. Just realized that, like, I'm looking at my YouTube stream and, like, my face for the subscribe button is right in the way. Don't worry, everyone. I'm a professional. Anywho. Oh, God's sake. I forgot to turn on. Hold on one sec. I got to mod my own stream, apparently, again. How do I turn that on? I actually have to go to my YouTube channel. I hate you all. Is there not a way to... Okay, I guess not. Hold on one second. I just gotta fuck my chat up. Oh wait, piss off. And then hide user. And then, oh shit. Report. Sorry, everyone. I don't use YouTube to stream very often, so I don't know how we do subscriber chat. And like, I'm getting fucked by bots. 1 second. Maybe I can just Google it. That's probably quicker, huh? How to do subscriber. Only chat on YouTube. Okay. Live streaming. We're in it. Click this button, apparently. That makes sense. Ah. I've done it. Thank you, Google. Thank you, everyone. Sorry. Alright, that'll fix that fucking problem. I swear to God. Stop it. Alright. Cool. Let's carry on. Sorry about that. Alright, let's see. This is okay. Test by divisibility. God, that is so annoying. Anyway, it throws me completely off that like 2 days in a row and I forgot to do it. Right. Anyway, divisibility by 3 or 4. Write a function, test divisibility by 3, 4, which checks whether a given integer is divisible by 3 or 4. If the number is divisible by both, return 0, 1, 2. Oh, okay. Okay, so we could just write an if, I guess. Say if. Oh, wait. Like, yeah, if. Eh? One, right? Yep. And then if it's just divisible by 3, return whatever 3 was. Oh shit, I did this wrong. That's 1, that's 0. I don't think I need these parentheses. I keep doing this and I keep forgetting that you don't need them. If A is divisible by 4, return 2, else return. Is there a return? Can I just return? Is return a thing? It is, right? I know I just read all that and I'm pretty sure return was in there, but I can't remember now. And executing code apparently takes like 4,000 hours at the moment, so while that's doing something, let's just go on Twitter real quick. Anything interesting happening? Hey, this is going to be awesome. I need to shout out about a few of those things because we're sponsoring the Christmas Spectacular. Really should do something about that. Like, go watch this. It's going to be lit. Oh, just to execute my code, bro. Execute. Oh, it did do something. Oh, heh. Yeah, helps you finish your thoughts. I am a Rust genius. I bet there's a better way to do this, though. So let's see. So, solution. Oh, no, wait. If you go to the next page, it gives you a different solution. There we go. Why would you do this? Like, in what world would you do this? Like, no offense. Let me just copy this. Why would you not just do if this return? Why would you not do what I did? There's not a number that it wouldn't divide by. Let me just take my code, which is probably gone now. Usually it's gone. No, it's not. Okay. Let's go next. Let's put my function in here. And then let's just do like, I don't know, all those numbers. So 12 is divisible by 3 and 4. Yep. 9 is divisible by 3, but not by 4. So 1 is returned. 8 is divisible by 4, and 23 is not divisible. Like, why would you do the other one? Why would you teach this? Why? That's just a rant that, like, makes no sense to me at all why you would teach anybody this. It makes way more sense to do the other one. It makes way more sense to be like, hey, just check to see if the first one is true and then do returns after that. Anyway. I didn't learn arrays, so now I can't remember how this works. Okay, so an array of integers declared in the function. Okay. And then it's going to be 5. Got it. And we should just say the task is to modify the given function to use loops to iterate over an array, which is declared within the function, and replace all of the elements by their squares. Okay, we can do that by doing... I can't remember how arrays work. For shit, now I have to go back and look because I'm an idiot. Oh wait, maybe I didn't actually look at this. Oh, that's the name? Okay. Okay. So I can just do like a for loop using that, which, if I remember correctly, is just... Hold on. What one are we doing again? This one. We'll want to do a for loop. And the for loops work by doing this. Right? So we would want to do something like... it doesn't have a name. Ish not named. So how do I get there? Okay, hold on. It's passing in an array as a value, but it doesn't have a name attached to it or anything, right? Am I crazy? It just has the type and then the amount. So how am I supposed to access the data? Need a hint. Blah. Well, I know how it's going to work. It's going to be array, whatever. and then equals blah 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 times array I. It would obviously not be that, but it would be this, and then we would return value into here. So I'm just going to skip over it, say it's complete, because I'm not sure how to access the data. Apparently, I was supposed to know that. Oh, shit. Oh, I misunderstood the question. I'm an idiot. I misunderstood the question. The question was actually take this as the function as a request and then write this. So I had this part and then this part, right? And then this part, I just assumed that it was being passed into the function, but we were writing the function to pass into. Very well. Recursion. What is recursion? What is recursion? Recursion. Recursion. A base case is a recursion function that must contain a base case. This is the condition for termination. So we do something like this. If n is 1, bad case. Else, n is multiplied by factorial n minus 1. And then it will keep going until it hits the base case, and then we go. I love a good recursion. What are you drinking? Oh, today I'm drinking. Oh, you missed the beginning of the stream. Today I'm drinking C4 Frost Power, which is actually just grape flavored energy drink. Let me just see if I can get a better shot on a bigger camera. There we go. It's called Purple Frost, apparently. It's pretty good. My hair is a mess, though. I don't know what's going on with my hair. Who knows? Yeah, it's pretty good. It tastes tasty. I'd rate it like 3 out of 5. It's pretty tasty. It was cheap. It was cheap. So that's good enough for me. But we'll see. Taste-wise is good. Like caffeine-wise, it's like 200 mg, so it's not like crazy. But it's incredibly like artificial. Great. I just buy all of my energy drinks on Amazon because no one will sponsor me. No, I'm just kidding. It's because I buy like cases at a time from Amazon, and I just pick whatever's the cheapest and I order it. So I got random drinks. Yesterday, if you missed yesterday's stream, yesterday we were drinking Starfruit, which was pretty good by G4. That was pretty good, but it's high mix. I drink coffee, but not very often anymore. Like, I will drink coffee, but I just won't enjoy it as much as like having a cold soft drink. Like something about like a cold, ice cold drink that doesn't dry my mouth out is absolutely amazing. Yeah, it's pretty good. Last year, was it last year or the year before? Yeah, I think last year I was an affiliate with one energy drink company, and they gave me like 30% off a case. on every case, and like I would get $15, I think, for every case sold when I was like streaming. That was 2 years ago when I was streaming like every day. So yeah, one day maybe someone will actually sponsor me and or just give me energy drinks. Coffee's cheap, yes. Energy drinks are cheap-ish, but I can't. I mean, I don't compare. You know, I buy them in bulk. I always buy them on sale. I get whatever's the cheapest at the time. I try them out. If I don't like them, then they get drank, and I drink them very slowly. Overall, energy drinks are fine, in my opinion. I drink coffee if it just didn't dry my mouth out. That's always my biggest thing. It always dries my mouth out, which I don't really appreciate. Create a string literal, also known as a string slice. Strings enclosed with double quotes. A string object has the following properties. A string is encoded in UTF-8, heap allocated data structure. The size of the string can be modified, not null terminated, and encoded string values are given at runtime. Okay. Create a string object. There are many different ways to create and manipulate string objects. We'll discuss 2 here. I really need to... The method converts the empty string or string literal to a string object using the ToString method. The following illustration creates an empty string and then converts it into a string object using the ToString method. What? Okay. This method creates a string with a default value passed as an argument from Rust. Okay. Run. Execution of these have been horrible. Oh, it's back up again now. This is an empty string. There's a string of empty string length. Okay. Seems like a really weird place to put strings. You'd think that strings would be like up here somewhere. The capacity gives the number of bytes allocated to a string, unlike length, which is given the number of bytes taken by the string object. To get capacity of a variety of bytes, use the built-in capacity. Let course string from Rust print the beginner course capacity in bytes. Nom nom nom. 4 bytes. Finding a substring using the old string contains. Okay. String replace, string trim. A common method of a string object and a string literal length. The trim method will remove inline spaces. False. It trims off the end. Cool. Those work the same as they do in other languages. Tokenizing a string object. Tokenizing to separate on whitespace. Split whitespace is used to split a string on the occurrence of a whitespace. Loop through the string to split on the whitespace. For found in string split whitespace print found. Okay. Whiteface. Oh, okay. Okay. Got it. So you'd have this like this, and that would split Rust and then programming. Got it. And then you can use split to split on custom. Cool. Found in string.char. Okay. Let string from educative course on Rust programming. Split on this. That was fairly easy. Updating a string. Make a beautiful string. Got it. Use the push method, which is similar to like array push. Push it to the end. Push a full string. Okay, so that's only a Unicode character. Got it. To add two or more string objects together, there is a macro called format. It takes a variable of a value and merges the single strings. Okay. What is the following output of this code? Okay, a mutable string, learn, S push, so learn P, programming, print, format in Rust. All methods mentioned are specific for string object. Hell yeah, brother. I think this might be the one where we go bust on Rust. We've been live for an hour and I'm already thinking about, I can't wait for this to end. What is the output of the following code? Let string rust dot ToString slice a string 0, 3, 1, 2, 3. Passing primitive strings. We're going to get to the end of this, and then we're going to call it, I think. Concatenate words, we're starting with C. So we could use our... I want to say it was found. There's a found. Yeah, I would say this has probably been like in the beginning. It was kind of cool to see some changes, but like I am struggling. But we're gonna be building something tomorrow then, because this is probably gonna be the end of this. We're gonna be building something for a project, for a YouTube video, for Clerk on stream. I don't know what it'll be yet, but it'll be like, yeah, Rust is definitely not my cup of tea. Like 100%. I've done low-level languages before, and like I think I'm just done with low-level languages at this point. Maybe if there was a better way to... My problem right now is with learning this is that it is so beginner focused that it's just boring. But I also know I need to know these things, otherwise what's the point? So I don't know. I'm stuck with a rock but a hard place, but it's not very enjoyable for me to do streams on, and it's just rough overall. But yeah, I'm gonna do like a live stream to build something out in the next 2 days. Like we're gonna be live tomorrow and Friday, so it's gonna be good. Right. I think, I mean, it's right at 4:30, so like I have done my 1 hour. For sure. Right? I've been live for an hour. So that I can do an outro here. hello. Let's see. Yeah, we're in an hour and 1 minute. We did it, everyone. Okay, let's do the outro real quick. So that I can use this for a video. So that's the end of Rust or Bust. If you did enjoy this series, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel where you can learn all sorts of tutorials. But overall, Rust is definitely bust. We won't be returning to Rust, but next week, actually tomorrow, we'll be starting a new project building thing. So if you like Next.js, you like TypeScript or JavaScript, and you also want to learn some new tech, come join me tomorrow as we do a bunch of stuff. But that's it from me tonight.